Denver now has the longest winning streak of any team in the NFL, and seemed like Sean Payton did need some time to revitalize that offense, retool the defense. Credit to them for cutting players like Randy Gregory, some of the older players on that defense, and bring in some youth. Let the young guys get a chance after that 70-point blowout versus the Miami Dolphins. And since then, Broncos defense has been able to turn back the clock to what it was last year and become one of the most dominant defenses in the NFL. But the main problem I have with them is still their offense, because while Russell Wilson has been a game manager, that's not what they're paying him to do. You're paying him over $200 million. You mortgaged your franchise for a few years because you thought, oh, we have Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton. When they have a good quarterback, they're going to step up and be one of the most dynamic duos in the league. We're not paying you to be a game manager. We're paying you to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. We're paying you to be Drew Brees. We're paying you to be Michael Vick. We're not paying you to be Case Keenum. It's like, I get it. Russell Wilson is better than he was last year. Russell Wilson has good numbers and he's not turning the ball over this year, but at the same time, he's not making any dynamic plays. He's been able to connect with Courtland Sutton, and those Courtland Sutton touchdowns in this game and the last one, it was just an incredible catch by Courtland Sutton. It was a good throw by Russell Wilson, but 1 or 2 throws a game is not enough to get it done with Denver. You're going up against the Minnesota Vikings at home on Sunday Night Football. You're not Joe Burrow suddenly because you can go out there and manage a game. Just because you're a game manager doesn't mean you're not underperforming with your expectations of not only what we gave up for you when Geno Smith is playing better in Seattle, and they probably could have got him for a first or second round pick, not even that, but we're also paying you over $200 million. That's not game manager money. That's all-star, superstar, top 10 quarterback in the league money. You still haven't been as good as Dak Prescott this year. You haven't been as good as some other quarterbacks who are just managing the game. You haven't been as good as Tua this year. So it's like, yeah, has Russell Wilson been better? Yeah, but is he still underperforming? Yes, and both of those things can be true, and it's fine. And Denver still got the short end of that stick in that trade, but Russell Wilson is not winning you a Super Bowl just by managing the game. You need him to step up and be able to make a throw against a tough defense like Cleveland, like Kansas City's dynamic defense this year, and like the Jacksonville Jaguars defense, like Jalen Ramsey covering Courtland Sutton, who's going to have to make some tough plays against. Like, yeah, you're moving the ball, but it still looks ugly. It's still clunky. It's still dysfunctional.
Yeah, and of those games, if you take out the Chiefs game, they've won these other games by a combined 8 points at the end of the day, which I'm not here to undertake them. I give a lot of credit to Sean Payton for riding the ship, and I'll even give some credit to Russell Wilson because last year, he looked like he was about to be out of the league at that point. And he has played good football. But the problem that I still have with the Broncos is still their offense, because I know that they have a defense that has shored up, and, you know, they have the best defense in football on paper the last month or so, averaging, giving up 17 points a game. So I give credit to really their defense, which has really been standing out, because they've been able to get some takeaways, which they had multiple takeaways against the Bills, multiple takeaways against the Chiefs, multiple takeaways against the Vikings in this game. So if we're going to give anybody the flowers in the Broncos game, give it flowers to Sean Payton and the defensive coordinator for being able to readjust after having a historically bad start to the season. And my problem with this is that they're still clunky on offense. Javonte Williams has stepped up. He's been good for them. Courtland Sutton has been making some big plays, but at the end of the day, their offense still doesn't wow me in any means, and I don't think they have a playoff offense. If they squeak into the playoffs, I still don't have them beating a team like the Ravens, a team like even the Dolphins. I'd still kind of edge the Dolphins in that case, and definitely don't trust them against the Chiefs. So, like, this team, it's a great story that they've been able to turn things around, and maybe they make the playoffs, maybe they don't, but their offense is still an area of concern for me.
Yeah, and I think they are on the right path to make the playoffs just because of Sean Payton, how he's been able to turn around that team. Definitely give him a lot of credit for making the offense comparable, just good enough to get it done, not turn the ball over, and then Courtland Sutton will go out there and make a play. Javonte Williams will get free and make a play there, but Russell Wilson, you still have to be dynamic if we're paying you over $200 million, and then I think they can make a push for the playoffs. I'm not ready to say that they're going to be there yet, but they could definitely play some upset ball, and I could see them, if they match up against a team like Miami, I feel like that would be the one team they could probably beat in the playoffs just because of the 70-point game, everything that happened. They have so much bulletin board material, and the Dolphins are definitely beatable. So if you get to the playoffs, you get the right matchup, maybe you can win a game.